So I just received this reel from TackleDirect. It's a Tsunami SaltX 6000. And I ended up selling my Vanstall VSX because the drag just didn't work out for me. And I prefer having a heavier drag because I prefer kind of bait and weight type of fishing on the surf. I like to use lures, just not from the surf. At least where I fish, I seem to do better by just baiting and waiting. So I have some reels here to kind of compare the Tsunami against. I actually don't use the bigger reels too much. I kind of save them for sharking, actually, for these two. I haven't caught too many sharks, but that's what I bought them for. Is the SaltX. Comes in a fancy box, and this is a unboxing video and kind of quick comparison with the other reels. It's not meant to be a review or anything because I've not used it yet, and I don't upload too many videos of me using spinning reels because I tend to use it at night. I have a job, so I'm working during the daytime, and night footage just isn't very good, so it's kind of useless. I mean, I don't want to record a lot of videos in the dark and then, you know, edit, post, and just not worth it for me right now. Okay, let's see. On spinning, I do left-hand retrieve, so this is ambidextrous, so you can kind of switch one side to the other. I do see a little bit of grease. Let's see. That's pretty light, actually. I mean, I was surprised at the Vanstall how light it was for, you know, how it was built. It's built like a tank, and it was much lighter than I expected. This also seems to be in a very good shape. I mean, I do see a little minor scruffs there, but it looks unused as far as I can tell. Yeah, those little marks don't really bother me too much. And I know there is rubber backing for, you know, tying braid directly to it, but I do prefer having mono backing. So I'll do that, mono backing, and then I'll put braid, maybe 50-pound test on it. I'm aiming for spring stripers when the season comes. Oh, this is very light too. I'm listening for some sound noises. There's a little bit of noise there that kind of bothers me, but not really. I mean, this is submersible, and I feel like Vanstall didn't make as much noise as this reel. I'm not gonna go bailless. I tried it. Like I said, I don't do lures too much, and I'll be just baiting and waiting. So all right, so I didn't find 50-pound test, so I'm gonna go with the 40-pound test. I think that's plenty okay, actually, for the spring stripers. And I'm gonna put a 50-pound backing on there. I probably don't need to go this heavy, but it doesn't matter. It's gonna be only a few layers just to get that grip. Again, I know that this has backing on it, but I just prefer having mono backing. I've just been doing it, just a habit. I'm just gonna do uni to uni. I trust this knot. I've been doing it since I started fishing. Granted, it's only been 4 years since I fished, but this uni to uni knot has not failed me once. So I couldn't quite make the 300 yards of 40 pound on it, and I did it myself, so it wasn't probably spooled as tightly as it could have been. And I just used this, and I'm not showing it because the way I do it is kind of ridiculous. I mean, I'm sure there's a better way to do it. I put a screwdriver in here and hold it with my feet, and I kind of start winding, and that's how I spool. And I use this to kind of like put tension on the line as I spool. Okay, so like I said, I didn't quite make 300 yards of 40 pound test, but I probably could have done a better job. So I'm just gonna kind of do a quick comparison with my other reels. Okay, so my favorite reel of the bunch would be the Stratic 4000. I started fishing with big reels and then, learned that lighter is better and you don't really need to go heavy unless you have to. And this has plenty of drag and plenty of line since I don't cast over, 100 yards too much of 30 pound test. And that's what I used to fish. And this has brought me, spring stripers in up to what, 30 some pounds. No problem. I've caught rays on it. So far so good. And this weighs 10.3 ounce with the spool and line. Okay. And the Ballistic EX I didn't use this as much as I would have liked to. I used it on the surf. I got it in sand, got it all sandy, got all worried, and since then I cleaned it and haven't used it much since then. But I like this. I like this reel. There's nothing bad about this reel. I just feel kind of nervous when I'm around sand. And this weighs 14.7 ounces. And then the ballistic came in LT, so this is ballistic LT 6000. And I also use this for spring stripers. So I usually take more than one rod. I take 2 rods since I'm baiting and weighting. I take 2 of my smaller reels. I take the Stratic and the ballistic LT, and this is 12 ounces. Okay, now we come to similar size reels. I mean, these are definitely bigger. I would say this is a Shield, Tsunami Shield 6000. This is the Tsunami SaltX 6000. Side by side. There's really not much difference in size. It's probably comparable. The Tsunami SaltX with everything weighs 1 pound and 2.9 ounces. So that's 18.9 ounce with a 40-pound test spooled up. And the Tsunami Shield 6000 weighs 1 pound and 1.3 ounces. So that's 17.3 ounce, 18.8. So the Tsunami SaltX is slightly heavier than the Tsunami Shield 6000. I actually enjoyed using this reel. I think I used it maybe a season and a half, and then I started going lighter since I only take 2 rods and 2 reels. So this has been collecting dust. So far, no issues though. I didn't have any issues that other people complain about. Maybe it's because it didn't get as much use as the other people have used it. And I have a feeling I'm not going to use this much either, as much as I should use it. But I've found other hobbies, I have a family, so it's kind of tough. But I wouldn't be worried taking this on the surf and fishing it and getting it sandy. I wouldn't be worried about it. And Saragossa, I like this reel. I recently used it on a trip. Got used a handful of times. I mean, I bought it like, it's fairly new. This weighs 1 pound, 10 ounces. So that's about 26.4 ounce for this reel. And this, built like a tank. This is the Slammer 3 6500. And this weighs 1 pound, 7.4 ounce. So that's about 23.4 ounce with the full spool. And yeah, I mean, these are my surf reels. I take it out on sand, I bait and weight. So we'll see how this one does next season. I want to try it out this year, but I don't know how much time we have, considering there was a cold front and it's gotten really cold, and I just don't know how much time I'll have. I'm just too busy at work. So all right, so this is the unboxing and spooling of Tsunami SaltX 6000.